more variations. More moal leech variations, man. Let's do it. I'm having a good time with them this morning, and I keep thinking of new different ways to do it. So aqua fly shank, 26 millimeter, and then Gamakatsu hook tied on some fire line. I think that's a size 2 hook, so you can use whatever you'd like. I'm just letting you know what's here right now. This is most likely Semperfly, Nano Silk 50D. I like it. It's good thread. Let's go. So I've been tying them a little bit longer, as in like 3 inches. Been tying about 3-inch flies for very specific reasons. Also, by the way, because there's rabbit, I've been tying them hook down in these fucking things. I just think it's a better idea. It's a good idea. So before you get too crazy with this and tie it too far forward into that cone, you want to pass this through the cone. So very specifically, pro sport fisher cones, because they have a large diameter opening to fit over the Pro Tube. That's a Pro Tube product. It also makes it real easy to pass things through it, especially when you have to pass it through and then you have to pass it through again. So that's 1. There will be 2 here. Get that fucking straightened out so I can accomplish my goal here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this comes back through, but you want to tie that in, lock it in. Now, all of this shank right here, I'm going to get a pointer. Everything from right here to where it's tied into the vise is going to get cut off and nothing gets tied onto it. So it's only from this point forward, maybe 9/16 of an inch total, from literally the tip to where you're going to go is going to be used in this fly. And the rest of the fly literally gets tied on the fire line itself. And that for good measure. Oh no! So it happens. Aqua fly shanks don't have anything sharp to get cut on, so I don't actually know. I must have just reefed on that a little too hard. And it's hard for me to explain why. Otherwise, what the fuck is going on here? Piece of crap. So here we are. Here we have it. Let's see where I'm at with this. Not exactly where I wanted. I want that tied up on top, not off to the side like that. So complicated. All right. I've mentioned this in other videos because I just made one of these like last night. But if you have the bobbin holder, it's actually a little bit easier of a tool to use than grabbing a whole nother vise or figuring something else out like this. But this does work to run that across, right? A whole nother vise. I just put the hook line because everything gets tied on to this. So to fill you in on what my plan is here is I'm actually going to use like this. I have hot pink. I have hot pink rabbit strips, I thought. So apparently not really. Maybe instead what I'm going to do is this. I'll tell you what. So I'm going to tie blue, and then I'm going to add some craft fur over that, and then we're going to end up with some marabou at the end of it. So this is not like, it's a mother of all leeches variant in a very real way, because it definitely is not like a traditional mother of all leeches. You got to see what direction this cross cut is usually best, so it has a direction. And I don't know what the hell happened here last time, so hang on a sec. Bobbin, split, introduce that, holds it, right? I know I am not going to need all this, but because of the nature of what I'm doing here, I'm going to keep it all here, and I'll show you in a minute. Super glue. Super glue is like the main ingredient to this whole thing. This is very clearly like a goddamn little section of shit. I can fix it. I don't want that. We want fresh. Do not run too much glue at a time, because it will very simply just fucking dry on you before you ever even get a chance to get to it. Expect a little bit of glue to end up on your fingers, because it will happen. And pinch that down on your glue as you go. Peel back, pinch. Make sure you're giving it good pinches so that it actually, because the glue is the only thing holding it on. Like I said, this is a glued together fly. It's really a pretty interesting thing. You can see that's a big old glob of goo. And hopefully I continue to just pull that forward as I tie up. Yeah. Keep going, keep going. See what's happening here? Good. So that has to come up over. I take this thing out this way. I usually make this whole shift like this. You hear Atlas and my wife back there having like the best fucking time. And I'm up here doing this. What an idiot. Just keep on going. Keep on wrapping. This usually goes a little bit quicker, but I tied it a really big one. So that's a whole lot of material to cover on this thread. Just like anything, keep peeling it back. Any other fly you've ever tied. We're almost there. One little tiny little section right there, real quick. And this can go away. So at this point, this can go away because this gets fucking wrapped on to here. Yeah, see how it makes this transition? Hooks back here, hooks right here. All the feathers or all the fibers, all the rabbit material is facing the back of the fly as it should. I wrap forward with this. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of room, and I still continue, by the way, to keep gluing this, even though it's now on a shank, because it's the only thing keeping it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop a little bit early because I'm going to tie some other materials into this thing for sure. Right now. So now we can lock in that rabbit, right? Now it's actually got some thread wraps on it, not going anywhere. That's it. All blue until craft fur. Craft fur. Actually, a surprisingly big chunk of craft fur is what I'm gonna end up doing, because a lot of this stuff falls out like very quickly, very easily. Try to trim it as close to that. It's not hide, it's a synthetic material, but I'm gonna call it the hide. I don't have any water up here with me. Normally I fucking have water. Water really makes this a lot nicer. So get that in there. So I always like to put it on backwards. Fibers are all facing this way, but they need to go that way. And it just helps flare some shit out, right? This is going to be loose wraps right here. Loose wraps because I want to also get... This is where it basically gets tied in, so do a good job of tying it in. These things wrap back, wiggle your thread through the process, lick your fingers. You can use water. Most of these packages say that these materials are known to the state of California to cause cancer, so maybe something to consider. You know, I don't know. Everything fucking causes cancer, so especially in California, apparently. Now, it's gonna start looking like this. This is a good material to always get a brush on because a lot of it's gonna come out. It's also a good time to take your little hair clip and help hold that shit out of your fucking way. So, let's carry on here. Oh, what am I gonna add? I'm gonna add some rubber legs, which is not a traditional thing here, but we're gonna do it. Like I said, this is M.O.A.L leech's variants, so you can fucking do whatever you want. M.O.A.L leeches is a very simple fly when it's tied in its original recipe. So they come together very quickly, and they are effective, but they can be difficult to cast. And this isn't going to be any easier. In fact, I'm adding more to it than its original. But what the fucking hellfire? What'd I do here? So I always like to tie in a little backwards and then wrap back over. And the reason why I like to do this is because you're really securing your materials in. And all these extra small little bits, they can go the fuck away. Don't keep them in there. It's really ineffective to keep like those little short things in there, and all you're gonna do is bulk it out and make it a little bit more difficult to cast. And ow, you catch that? I just got fucking completely hooked by the hook. That's a fucking nuisance. But it's also nice to have this thing because you can run this back here, and hopefully sometimes it'll save you from that. But I have many. So, why are they so fucking complicated? If you have many of them, just keep adding them on there. Hold materials out of your way the best you can. So, what to add now? Do I want to keep adding some shit? Yeah, I do actually. We're gonna add some guinea. What kind of guinea? I think I'd like to add, I think I'm gonna add some pink. It's mostly a pink fly. I tie a lot of pink, and it's because pink is my confidence color. I have it's not the same for everybody. Some people are blue, green, whatever. Like you will oftentimes hear, I don't really think it much matters. If you're getting it down to, if you're getting your fly down to the fish in their zone, then you're game on. You stand just as good a chance as anybody, as long as you're getting it in front of them. Colors be damned, you know. But what do I like to look at? I like to find pinks. Pinks pop out to me. at the fly shops, they oftentimes, a lot of the flies they have in those bins are literally there to get your attention, not to get the fish's attention. And huge numbers of those flies that you see in those bins are silly. So, but in that case, if that's said, then why not just pick one fly ever and never fucking change it up and be like, well, if that's the case, then, and the fish don't really care about the fly, then why are there fucking 4 billion varieties of fucking flies? You know, why are we making videos? Why are we making variants? Because we like to just kind of keep pushing it, trying it, seeing what works. It's fun. Gives us something to do on snow days, down days, prepare, whatever. Really, I would actually feel pretty good about stopping right here. That actually is not a bad way to wrap this up, but what I was gonna do, is still cover this thing with a little bit of, what am I trying to say? Fucking marabou. Do a piece of marabou and some marabou. The wispier the better. This is starting to get to a point in that patch where I've used all the nice materials, and so it's really just kind of down to it's either throw it away because there's actually nothing in there that I would pick, or you're just kind of picking it, the lesser of two evils. You know, when one feather is just as kind of stupid as the next, So it's going to be this, and then it's going to be onto some flash, and then that's going to be it. That's how we're going to wrap up this fucker. So it's not getting crowded. There's plenty of room. That cone just has nowhere to go right now because it's on a shank, but there's all that, there's still like another 1/4 inch of room technically in there, so we can kind of pack it down underneath that thing, and it's gonna be just fucking fine. Where I'm tying, I have a mailbox slot right to the right of me, and enough cold air pushes through it that it actually fucking makes this complicated. It's like having a fucking little breeze like blow over my materials, and I gotta figure my life out now. That fucking hook is showing through again. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not a fan of that crap. Okay. Flash, 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 flash. So this can be done now. It can be done at the end. But why not? That really doesn't fucking matter. Sometimes it's better to do it. Sometimes I'll clean everything up after everything's all just tied in place. Sometimes. It's really important to understand that no matter how many videos you watch and how many techniques there are, what really matters is what works for you best. Just figure that thing out. There's like no such thing as a right or wrong way, as long as you effectively tie a fly. That's it, period. So, a little whip finish on this thing. Some super glue down in there, and that's going to be it. There would be nothing else I would add to this right now. Remember, this is a mother of all leeches hyper variant. Where it went way different is that it went rabbit. A normal mother of all leeches is just rabbit and flash and a cone, basically. And this is rabbit and rubber legs and craft fur and marabou and guinea and flash and a cone. So a whole lot of extra materials than traditional moal. A great way to get this this glue down in there is, for starters, I can see that the best place to do this is to want to fall away over here, which is going to give me more room. But usually I will just take and run it on my brush, a bobkin on a brush, and then transfer this in here. But I'm going to give it a little bit more. I just feel like it needs more glue. Now push that cone on there. Push that cone, give it a twist so it captures all that glue, and keep twisting it around, and then fucking that's that. You capture all that glue, give it a fucking twist, and you have to suspect that it's all in that cone, all up on where it needs to be, hopefully penetrating all those threads and doing all that shit and holding every fucking bit of material right there together. That's the hope. So, it's feeling pretty good. Take these fuckers off. Oh, give it a brush. Oh yeah. Giving it a brush makes it so much fucking nicer, I'm telling you. And I can already tell some of those rubber legs are fucking stupidly long. Like, not where I want it to be. Long. Take that, and I say, okay. Let's do this, man. How was that? Give it a fluff up. I'll show you guys the hook on this side. Get these where they're gonna be. That's it. Mother of all leeches variant. Good job.